Hi everyone. So today I'm going to do a little new moon spread for all the signs starting from Aries all the way to Pisces. The Aries is here to indicate it's a new moon in Aries. Of course, the other fire signs will resonate with this new moon potentially. We'll feel it a lot, as well as the other cardinal signs, Libra and Cancerian. But this is a new moon manifestation for all of us. This moon will have the energy of being bold, spontaneous, being able to harness energy to move towards tasks you wanted to do, being brave. So it's going to be a lot of great energy coming. So take some time during this new moon to do some new moon manifestations, set your intentions, meditate. It's still in that phase right now. So hopefully the little messages here will resonate with you today. Check out your sun, moon. A lot of people say rising. Depending on what's on your mind, other placements like Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, whatever place in your chart you feel most strongly drawn to for your sign. Okay, so we're going to go quickly. So I'm going to start with Aries. Let's see. So for the sign of Aries, during this new moon in Aries. Okay, so in terms of what feelings might be rising up in those of you who resonate with the sign of Aries, you might be feeling different emotions around give and take, potentially maybe feeling overwhelmed, trying to kind of find a new sense of balance. In terms of what the main message of the new moon is that to surrender to the divine. That is, let go if there are things you need to let go of, or there are things you need to release and things you need to accept. That's going to happen in this new moon, and know that there is a divine protection involved, and that you will see some resolution as we go through this lunar cycle. In terms of the short-term outcome, it's just to remind you, and we have actually 2 moons in Virgo cards coming up, so you might have a Virgo placement, you might be thinking about somebody with Virgo in their chart, or just resonate with the things, the elements that are align with Virgo, but don't question your worth. Know that you have worth. Let that be the main thing that guides you, and that in this cycle you are going to see your worth and your value, and you're going to feel appreciated. So the thing that is potentially kind of causing you to feel a little bit imbalanced is going to kind of find a positive resolution during this new moon. Okay, that was for Aries. So now we're going to go to the sign of Taurus. 3 cards for Taurus during this new moon, please. Thank you. This one wants to come out. Oh, exciting. Okay, Taurus. Oh, interesting. And this wanted to come out, and it wasn't falling out. So, Taurus, you have the same card as Aries in that same position in terms of feelings that might be rising up in you. So you could either have strong Aries placement in your chart, or potentially be dealing with an Aries. But I know that Taurus Aries readings, sometimes they cross over and resonate with each other a lot. So this is not unexpected. Again, similarly, I feel the same energy of trying to find the balance, but in the case of Taurus, I feel a little bit more about, so this is as a time to give rather than receive, or sorry, give rather than take. I feel though with Taurus, it's about you kind of reconciling any thoughts or emotional discordance you might have had. You might be feeling these things. You might starting to be feeling like you're getting more back into your sense of self and power. The message in the new moon is that a new start is coming. So something is going, some cycle is shifting. It's moving into a new energy, and that's going to be apparent in this new moon. In terms of the short-term outcome ahead of you, Taurus, is that don't let your comfort zones, your creature comforts, your fears or, your anxiety or anything like that. Don't let that hold you back. You know, accept the change, or not change, accept the start that's coming, and don't be worried about it. This is everything's unfolding as it's supposed to be. Yeah, and sometimes Taurians have a nature to kind of sit back a little bit when they see changes or starts or differences between emotions or things in their daily life. But the new moon is guiding you to say that this is a time of change, and that's what you're going to see, and it's what's meant to be, and it's going to be for your higher good. So that's exciting, Taurus. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Gemini. So messages for Gemini in the new moon of Aries. Messages for Gemini in the new moon of Aries. Lately, this similar cards have been coming out in this deck, so we'll see. So, for Gemini. Okay, so these are messages for Gemini in the new moon of Aries. So there might be a situation dealing with love or interpersonal relationships, or just how you interact with people. It doesn't have to be, a romantic partner. It could be family, friends, close friends. I feel it's more of a close relationship than like a work relationship, but take it how it resonates. So you might be feeling, some discordance, or you've been thinking about how to evolve a certain kind of interpersonal relationship, and you've been thinking about how to bring more of your emotional side in, which is sometimes can be difficult for some people with more air energy in their charts. But that might be what you're feeling right now. The main message of the new moon is that luck is on your side. Know that the universe and spirit are with you at all times, and that as you take action and kind of harness some of that fire side in you and the fire elements of this new moon, that things are going to go in the direction that you want them to, that where you point your arrow is where you are headed. In terms of the short term, what's right before you is that we have releasing negativity. So, if you have fears, if you have doubts and concerns, let them go. That's not what's happening. If luck is on your side, and you're not going to don't let the negative issues, don't let the fears, the doubt, the what ifs obscure ability to see that your vision is within reach here, and that it's coming. Sorry, this card's not laying flat. Okay, so that's for Gemini. Very nice. So let's move on to Cancerian. So a new moon message for Cancerians. New moon in Aries. Let's see. Sometimes the messages can be quite similar regardless of the signs, which is why collectives can work, especially during new moons. But let's see what we get from Cancerian. So these are our new moon messages for Cancerian at this time. Wow, I totally, it's so interesting we got this similar between the last two signs. So Cancerian, similar to Gemini, you might be thinking about an interpersonal relationship, which is not uncommon for Cancerians to be doing. In this case, again, I feel it's a close relationship. In the case of for Cancerian, I feel that perhaps you have been thinking about this relationship, deeper inside you, meaning it might not always be something that's top of mind, but you feel it not intensely, but you feel it with a strong amount of emotion. You are wanting to bring your nurturing side into this situation. Actually, it could also be situational now that I'm just feeling that as well. But you want to bring your nurturing side. You want to be able to fix things. You've been kind of battling, what energies you bring into this situation or relationship. The main message in this new moon is that it's mutable, that nothing is set in stone, that, whatever's happened today or yesterday or tomorrow is not setting the terms of the future. You have free will, and energies change and things are changing, and that you have the ability to set your course, especially during this new moon. in terms of the short-term outcomes that we see during this new moon period, it's asking you to harness a little bit more of the practical side of yourself. If you've been in a more emotional and reclusive or thoughtful state, it's saying get your dreams on paper, just as a saying, put your dreams down, like write them down, type them out, do whatever you need to do to help materialize them so that they have a practical plan. And this bodes for good prosperity as well. So whatever it is you're grappling with is going to, based on the actions and decisions you make, is going to lead to a situation of abundance. Okay, moving on to Leo. A new moon message for Leo. A new moon and Aries message for Leo. Let's see if the cards repeat again. This one really wants to come out. Okay. Oh my god. Again, there's nothing set in stone. That's so interesting, guys. Okay, so that one wanted to come out. So for Leo, in terms of things you might be feeling right now, this emanating moon. So, you might be a little bit in a, either you're trying to relax or you're in that kind of phase of trying to just, sort things out. Leo energy may or may not be comfortable with that, especially during an Aries moon, but it's kind of saying that if you are, that's okay, and everything is a part of the process. But, reflect and consider what's happening right now. There's a lot of blue here with the throat chakra. So also be careful with the words you say. Think before you speak. Say what you need to say, but think before you speak. I don't know why that came through. The new moon message for you is, again, similar to the preceding sign, is that nothing yet is set in stone. The mutable energy, things you do, the energies around you are shifting. There's always forces at play that you are both aware of and not aware of, and how they're going to intermingle and interact. So that's going to maybe be apparent to you during this particular new moon cycle. And in terms of the short-term final outcome, you're going to get whatever it is that you're wanting or hoping for or working towards. In terms of luck is on your side. So if there's something you've been wanting to kind of take a wager on or a gamble on, meaning not like literally, but like something you've been thinking about, that if you do it and you do it with these other energies in mind, you are going to achieve what you're thinking or believing or wanting. I also get this feeling that Leo kind of already knows that, like you might already feel like that success is within grasp, the thing that you want is within grasp. So this might be just taking a bit of time to, calm your kind of Leo vibrations into a place where you're going to be precise in your aim and achieve what you want. Okay, so moving on to Virgo. New moon messages for Virgo. New moon and Aries messages for Virgo. We have, these came out. Okay. Similar but a bit different. Okay. Let's see, can we see everything? Hope the light's okay. Okay, so Virgo, you might have been feeling a little bit unsettled. This is full moon in Aries. That's interesting. You might, there might be confrontation or things around you that you've been a little bit uneasy with, or you've been participating in yourself. There might be kind of a sporadic energy around you, and you're trying to navigate it. Or I feel that you have been managing it okay, actually, and but you're still trying to figure something out about it. The message in the new moon is that your commitment is being tested. So there's something that's going on which has gotten you, having to engage in this kind of, intense interactions, be it, verbal or personal or situational. And if you've thought, and I think you've been actually doing it well, like you've surprised yourself potentially in feeling that, and you've wondered, is there a purpose to this? And there is. Your commitment is being tested here. So we see that. In terms of the short-term outcomes coming through, we see working through your fears. So don't let negativity get the best of you. Okay, hi. Sorry about that, Virgo. The video just cut there for a second. Um, to to finish off in terms of the short-term outcomes in this new moon is that you are working through any fears or doubts or worries that you have, and I think you've actually been doing it somewhat effectively. And so it's just saying that that is going to be accomplished. That any little things, as you've been kind of on a newer energy, maybe a more an unfamiliar energy, doesn't have to be intense, but whatever you've been working through, you're actually doing it in a way that's going to give you the outcomes that you need. And this is a good time to also harness that kind of more fire energy if you have been during this new moon period. Okay, so moving on to Libra. So new moon messages for Libra for the new moon in Aries. What are some new moon messages for Libra in the new moon of Aries? This one wants to feel it come out. This one. Oh, wow. Lots of stuff going out. And that makes sense again because there's cardinal energy here. I'm pulling this one a little differently than that. Okay, it's so interesting to me how often the signs before and after each other share certain similar vibes for the same period, especially when you're kind of doing a lunar reading. But anyway, Libra, you might have been experiencing change or about to embark on some change, or actually I feel like this might have been going on for some time, maybe incrementally, but you're going to see the outcomes or the reap the rewards type of feeling. You're in that kind of thing. I feel a slightly intense energy from you suddenly, Libra. In terms, and so this might be something, kind of a feeling that's rising up in you. Also, there's a eclipse coming up in May, so that might be speaking to something that you're aiming for, or the spring. In terms of the main message in this new moon is that a new start is coming, a new cycle is beginning. It could be a phase of in a situation or a interpersonal relationship, or just yourself even. I feel some inner work here. With all this crown chakra coloring, is coming in this new moon, and you're going to start to see the beginnings of it. I feel like you might be on a longer journey here, Libra. In terms of the short-term outcomes, there's still going to be some things that you're going to have to deal with in terms of what you might be naturally comfortable in your more balanced nature. And you might feel that you're having lessons, and that's may be true. Your commitment is being tested, but you are ready for it, especially with this new moon in Aries, and you're going to rise to the challenge. Although I already think you're operating at that energy. I'm feeling like that kind of feeling, like you're already operating at some energy of thinking or planning, but you might feel like you're not, but you are, or you might even understand that discordance yourself. So that's really interesting. Interesting. Libra energy's coming out. We'll have to do some, like a whole sign read for Libra. And again, remember, you can look at different placements in your charts. Sometimes you'll resonate with different ones with different readers, or for different things in your life. Okay, new moon messages for Scorpio. New moon messages for Scorpio. New moon and Aries messages for Scorpio. Oh, okay. It's so funny to me how similar cards always come out. Let's see. And as soon as I said that one, you went. Okay, so Scorpio. Similarly, you might be taking a moment for yourself. You might be reflecting and accepting, regrouping, that kind of feeling for yourself or in a situation you might have been involved in. You're thinking about things that should have been said or not said. I see some intense reflection here. The message of the new moon is to bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So actually you might have some Aquarius in your chart, or you might be dealing with Aquarius, or vice versa. Vice versa. This must mean that something in the Aquarius reading will be related to this. Okay. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. So the main message for Scorpio is that bring more of your softer side. Sometimes, which can Scorpios, it can be hard for people in your lives to see that. You know, bring your caring side, which you have tremendously. Bring that into the situation a little bit more. If you do that, even though this is a new moon in Aries for you, Scorpio, by bringing care, love, your emotional sense, your compassionate ideas, you're going to be able to really maximize this new moon period. In terms of the short-term outcomes, perhaps because you've been thinking a lot or you've been taking some time for yourself, it's telling you here, be bold and make the first move. Cardinal moon, so cardinal energy here a little bit. So perhaps someone's waiting for you to reach out, someone, or you have been holding back regarding something you want, something you desire, something you want to pursue, and it's telling you to, move from the reflection and take action, make action, which is in line with this kind of Aries moon. So, yeah, do something you've been thinking about doing, or have that conversation you've been thinking about having, because we had a little bit of that energy in the current feeling. So, speak your truth. Don't be scared, Scorpio. Ooh, wow. Okay. This is going to be for, I was going to do for Sagittarius next, new moon messages for Scorpio, for Sagittarius. And this is coming out. So I'm going to take these. We'll take this. There's a lot here. So let's try and get one for the final one. So this is a new moon message for Sagittarius. I wouldn't normally take them, but I was in the flow. I was already moving towards it, so I wanted to take that. Oh my goodness, Sagittarius. I think there's a lot. Okay, you know what? There's a lot coming out for Sagittarius. Let's try to focus in on Sagittarius energy. New moon message for Sagittarius. Maybe because there's also fire energy. I feel stop there. Okay. Interesting. I saw that one as well come out a couple of times. So for Sagittarius right now, you might be feeling like you're on the precipice of something. You might be trying to take a risk and do something you've always wanted to do. I feel like it says believe in the impossible. I feel actually that maybe you are feeling that you have been positive. You've been trying to reach for your goals, or you're trying to make yourself into that energy. And the new moon in Aries is going to support that. Believing in the impossible, believing. And not even that it's impossible. It's almost like believe in the possible is what I'm feeling for you, Sagittarius. You know that it's there and you can do it. The main message in the new moon is about yourself and your ego, your own sense of worry or self, issues more to deal with the self. Don't let those get in the way, meaning don't let yourself be your biggest issue. Things are unfolding as they're meant to be. And don't let, sorry if the camera's shaking, guys. Don't let your own intense passion get in the way of what you want. Align yourself a little bit. I think you're going in the same direction, but sometimes even your energy might be not misaligned. It could be in better alignment with your words, which could be in better alignment with your emotions. I think Sagittarius, I think you're just bursting suddenly, I'm feeling, on some account. Maybe even in your thoughts, or maybe in your actions, but just align those. In terms of the short-term final outcome, we have here again mutable energy with nothing is set in stone. That means, I think I'm seeing it as this is kind of the start or the beginning regarding certain things going on in your life. I feel Sagittarius has a lot of stuff going on. So certain things, if you see certain outcomes or certain results in this new moon period, these are not final. You can change everything to your will based on your own energies and the own decisions you make, and that things are going to continue to be dynamic and change over this the next few lunar cycles. And so if you feel that something that you've been wanting hasn't panned out yet, just to be a little bit patient. That's what I got for you, Sagittarius. There was a lot of cards popping out for you, Sagittarius. I think you have a lot going on. Kind of like Libra, but in a different way. Oops. Hopefully, let's just make sure that stuff is okay. It's a new camera setup. Not the best, but we'll make it work. Okay, so this is now for Capricorn. New moon message for Capricorn. Listen, okay, what was that? Time for healing. Okay, so Capricorn, you might be healing from something. You might be trying to help yourself heal from something, or someone close to you. I just got that. Taking care of yourself. You might be realizing you need to if you've been working too hard, which is something Capricorns do. So that, oops, wow, too many. Okay, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so there could be, we literally could be thinking about a period of healing. I feel like an overall rehaul for Capricorns. Like they've been thinking about a lot of things together. They're processing well. If you think you're not processing everything well, you are. Anyway, you're having these feelings of like you need to take care of yourself or someone else or a situation, or you already are, or you're going to be. You might be struggling with that in terms of your own sense of productivity and what you want to accomplish. There might be a little bit of like, I don't think there's any push and pull, but there just might be a little bit of like kind of going back and forth a little bit, but not really. Just looking at all sides. That's it. Weighing all the different elements. I feel a practicalness in this healing. In terms of the main message for the new moon is have faith in your dreams. Things are unfolding as they should. This new moon is going to allow you to continue to dream about the things you want. I don't just feel this is with people, but I feel this is situational and things you might be hoping for in your goals or your ambitions, school, career, that you might feel a bit far away from them. But at the same time, you know that you've been putting in the effort, and if that's what you feel, like you have that faith somewhere deep inside of you, so nurture that faith, even though those dreams might seem far, or the things you're wanting are far. And it's telling you to have faith in your dreams as a new moon message, which is actually very powerful. I think universe kind of confirming that faith and timing are all on your side. In terms of the short-term outcome, which is interesting, we have what do you need to release with the, is that a wax? Yeah, that's a waxing moon. So I think, again, which can sometimes be associated with moving forward and faith, which again is a word we see here. So I think in relation to this healing thing is that you are aware of the things that serve you and the things that don't serve you, and you need to, in a calculated, not calculated like tactical, but in a calm kind of practical way, figure out the things that serve you and don't serve you in support of your dreams. And as you do that, as you go through that exercise of realizing this is helping you and this is not helping you, different things, people, things, situations, you're going to see some, you're going to see your dreams realized. I wanted to say improvements, but I don't know why. Anyway, oops, let's see. Okay, new moon messages for Aquarius, new moon messages for Aquarius, new moon, well, okay. New moon messages for Aquarius. So you and your loved ones are safe. Okay, so if you have any, oh right, there was some interaction with Scorpio right here. So you might be thinking about your family and your friends. You might be You might be feeling safe, or you might be trying to achieve a feeling of balance and security. You might have been feeling uneasy and you're looking for that certainty in issues. I'm feeling a few different things here, so I'm just trying to see what I can get overall. If you have water anywhere in your placements or someone you're dealing with with water, it might have to pertain to them. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, things are there's a lot of deep emotions here. I think there might be Aquarius. You might be feeling a lot, and you might be having trouble communicating. Not trouble, like I feel like layers. Like there's a lot more to this message. So I think you will know how this pertains, because I feel like there's layers to this message. There's an surface level to this message. You and your loved ones are safe, with nurturing energy. But I think there's also deeper things, some things that you might have shared with people, some things that you might not have, but you're trying to move towards that. The new moon message for you during this new moon in Aries is, funnily enough, full moon in Aries, but nonetheless, a fiery climax approaches. Something's going to happen, something you've been, I don't know if these two are exactly related, but you're going to, have some clarity regarding some issues that you've not been sure about, and it's going to happen through action or conversation or saying things that need to be said or doing things that need to be done. You might feel an intense energy from your side, but it doesn't have to be intense. It's actually a soft energy, but it might feel intense. You might find yourself getting riled up at times, but it's actually substantiated by a softer energy. In terms of the final outcome, short-term outcome is that we see, full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. You've been working hard at things. I think this could be dealing with both interpersonal relationships and also things outside of that. You've been putting effort in. You're going to see the outcome of your efforts, even in school or your workplace, and also in terms of your relationships. Somehow you're going to start to see a meshing between all these different areas. Like your personal life, your career life, your school life, your finances. Somehow things are going to you're going to start to see how everything's starting to connect together. You feel like you might have been through an especially more challenging little time recently, and this new moon in Aries is going to bring some resolution to those difficulties. So that's interesting. The Aquarius reading has a bit more layers to it as well. And I do see the element of the water, and I remember seeing water in the Scorpio reading, so there might be something there. Okay, let's move on. The final one is going to be for a new moon message in for Pisces. New moon and Aries message for Pisces. Let's see. Okay, Pisces. Have to change positions here, actually. Okay, so a new moon message for Pisces. New moon and Aries message for Pisces. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Pisces. You might have been trying to get your throat, your voice, like the words you want to say, in alignment with what you're feeling. You might have been not wanting to have a conversation you need to have, or you're preparing for a conversation, or you want to have a conversation that someone doesn't have, something like that. You might be feeling that something is coming towards you. When I look at the next two cards as well. But I feel like there's some shift happening and you're aware of it, either subconsciously or consciously. It's possible also that you're dealing with someone or in a situation in your personal life or work life or school life where you're having to interact more from from a head space than a heart space. In terms of the message from the new moon, it's great because we've had a South Node card come up during this time as well as the North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. I think you might start to feel like something's happening either because you want it or something, like either you want something to happen, either you want to feel like you're moving towards your destiny, or the path is unfolding as per your soul journey. Like you either want it or you're already starting to feel that it's happening. And I think the new moon message is that it is happening. If you're having any of these feelings of like kind of resonance and deja vu or feeling aligned, that is a new moon message here. And I think you're headed in that direction, which is great. And I can't tell how you're feeling about it. Some of you might be feeling a little uneasy about it. Some of you might be embracing it. Some of you might be reflecting on it. But the short-term outcome for this new moon is show the world the real you, which is an interesting card because of the full moon in Aquarius. You know, like, don't be in your head too much. Make sure to be in touch with your heart, which you normally are, but perhaps because of some things that have been going on, you felt a little bit not in your own element. That's okay. Recapture where it is you feel comfortable, but in a way where you feel like you're moving to a new place. Capture whatever makes you feel more comfortable, but move it along in a new direction. Don't sit still. Don't get stagnant. It's also possible that a situation or some circumstances are going to change, potentially unexpectedly or just potentially as expected, but things are going to change. And don't lose your sense of wonder and romanticism that Pisces already knows so well. Be aware of your feelings, but also balance those feelings that you might be having in your mind and your thoughts. This is a very powerful, I think, set cards for you for this new moon, which might be a little bit not normally at like in alignment with Pisces energy, like maybe a little bit more at odds. But I think if you embrace it, you're going to get a lot of forward movement. It might not feel the easiest, this transition. And it might even feel subtle, like a nuanced transition, but I think it's heading in a good direction for your higher good. Yeah. And don't be, if you've ever felt a little bit reticent about saying something or feeling something or doing something, don't do that. Make sure to stay true to yourself while moving forward. I think that's what we're seeing here, Pisces. Okay, well, anyway, thank you everyone for joining. If you watch, I will keep working on the camera setup a little bit more. So those are messages for new moon in Aries, and maybe we'll look at full moon messages or something as well, or definitely for the new moons as they come throughout the year. I think that's a powerful time again for manifestation and meditation. So make sure to take a moment and do that today. And set forth good intentions for the coming lunar cycle. Okay, everyone, take care. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.